What's up, everybody? Damon here, and in today's gaming news, Epic Games announced a huge round of layoffs, Sega cancels a big upcoming game, and PlayStation's boss is stepping down. This is your Daily Fix. Epic Games, the North Carolina-based studio behind Fortnite and Unreal Engine, has suffered a significant round of layoffs. Epic is laying off 870 employees, or about 16% of its workforce. The layoffs were announced via a memo to staff. That memo was shared by CEO Tim Sweeney in a new blog post. It reveals that music service Bandcamp is being divested, and Epic will spin off most of Super Awesome, a kid-safe technology company. You may remember Epic acquired Bandcamp in March last year. The memo reads, in part, "For a while now, we've been spending way more money than we earn, investing in the next evolution of Epic and growing Fortnite as a metaverse-inspired ecosystem for creators. I had long been optimistic that we could power through this transition without layoffs, but in retrospect, I see that this was unrealistic." While Fortnite is starting to grow again, the growth is driven primarily by creator content with significant revenue sharing, and this is a lower margin business than we had when Fortnite Battle Royale took off and began funding our expansion. Success with the creator ecosystem is a great achievement, but it means a major structural change to our economics. Saying goodbye to people who have helped build Epic is a terrible experience for all. The consolation is that we're adequately funded to support laid-off employees. We're offering a severance package that includes 6 months base pay, and in the US, Canada, Brazil, 6 months of Epic paid healthcare. We're offering to accelerate people's stock option vesting schedule through the end of 2024, and are giving 2 additional years from today to exercise the options. While Epic Games mentions most of the layoffs impacted Bandcamp and Super Awesome, several employees at Mediatonic, the developer of Fall Guys, have taken to the social media platform X, which I'll never not hate saying, to announce they have been laid off. Founded in 1991, Epic Games created the Unreal Engine and has developed a long list of games, including Unreal, the game series, the first 4 entries in the Gears of War franchise, and most notably, Fortnite. That latter game in particular has become an extremely profitable business for Epic. In 2021, Fortnite was reported to have generated $9 billion in 2 years and had 400 million registered users. News of layoffs comes just weeks after Epic's chief Fortnite architect Donald Mustard announced his departure, with Charlie Wen, a Marvel veteran who helped to design God of War protagonist Kratos, replacing him. Perhaps related to the news of layoffs, Fortnite V-Bucks will increase in price in the United States and several other countries on October 27th. Epic says the price increase of around 12 to 15% per bundle comes as a result of economic factors such as inflation and currency fluctuations, and follows similar price increases seen in the UK, Canada, and Mexico. And in another possibly bad sign for the current state of live service games, Sega has canceled Hyenas, the multiplayer extraction shooter in development at UK studio Creative Assembly. Issuing a warning to investors that it will record a loss for the financial year, Sega said, "We have made the difficult decision to cancel some titles under development. In response to the lower profitability of the European region, we have reviewed the title portfolio of each development base in Europe, and the resulting action will be to cancel Hyenas and some unannounced titles under development." I wonder what those unannounced titles were. A source close to Creative Assembly told IGN the entire Hyenas studio now faces redundancy, but staff expect massive cuts across the company. The cancellation of Hyenas so close to release came as a surprise to staff, IGN was told, although internally there was concern that the game would fail to do well. Creative Assembly, best known for the Total War series, recently brought Hyenas to German game show Gamescom for the public to play. Then a beta concluded mid-September. Last month, Sega admitted Hyenas was a challenging game to develop. It said, "We are striving to improve its quality towards the release on the front line of development. We are also making final adjustments to its business model in parallel." While Creative Assembly had previously indicated Hyenas was not free to play, Sega's mention of final adjustments to the business model suggests this might have changed. Hyenas, announced last summer, resurfaced on August 16th this year with a new gameplay trailer. It was described as a hero-based multiplayer extraction shooter that pit 5 teams of 3 against each other and NPC security teams known as Murphs. To me, it's not entirely surprising to hear Hyenas is canceled. It didn't seem to generate much hype after its reveal last summer, and it's telling, I think, that development ended right after its public showing at Gamescom. That said, a lot of time and energy was clearly put into its development, and it's unfortunate the team doesn't have anything to show for its efforts, something that's becoming a common occurrence for live service games that don't print money. Moving on, Jim Ryan, who's been president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, SIE, since 2019, is also moving on. He'll be retiring in March next year. In a statement, Ryan cited the difficulty of living in Europe while working in North America as a reason for the decision. It reads, "After 30 years, I have made the decision to retire from SIE in March 2024. I've relished the opportunity to have a job I love in a very special company, working with great people and incredible partners. But I found it increasingly difficult to reconcile living in Europe and working in North America. I will leave having been privileged to work on products that have touched millions of lives localized across the world, PlayStation will always be a part of my life, and I feel more optimistic than ever about the future of SIE. The move, of course, is a massive shakeup in the industry, especially as the PlayStation division has been a lucrative one for Sony. In July, Sony said the PlayStation 5 has sold 40 million units since its November 2020 launch, tracking slightly behind PS4, but still a major milestone. Ryan started his career at PlayStation's European branch in 1994. He would go on to hold various leadership positions before becoming president and CEO of SIE in 2019. And finally, I'll leave you with some fun news. Teardown, the first-person voxel-based heist game that might be described as a combination of Burnout 3's Crash Mode and Minecraft, is on its way to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S on November 15th. Teardown was initially released for PC in April of last year and has overwhelmingly positive user reviews on Steam. Developer Tuxedo Labs has been hard at work on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series version of it ever since. In the game, you'll roam an environment, planning out your route both to the loot and then back out to the getaway van. But part of that planning involves utilizing the fully destructible voxel-based environment. If you need to blow a few holes in a few walls in order to simplify your route, go for it. Because once you set the heist in motion, you'll have precious few seconds to execute your plan and make it safely to the escape point. For more on Teardown, I'll link to 8 minutes of PS5 gameplay at the end of this video. And that is your daily fix for Thursday, September 28th. Now that you're caught up on the news, here's that Teardown gameplay video. I'm Damon Hatfield, and for all your gaming news, stay tuned to IGN.